Hypobasal igneous rocks. Hypobasal igneous rocks form when the magma solidifies at shallow depths below the Earth's surface, usually between plutonic and volcanic levels. Because the magma cools faster than the plutonic environments but slower than the surface, these rocks have medium-sized crystals, neither very large nor very fine. They often occur in smaller sheet-like intrusions such as dikes, sills, laccoliths and faccoliths. Hypobasal rocks are important indicators of the past volcanic or tectonic activity and are found in the regions of shallow magma intrusions. They take shapes like batholiths. A batholith is a huge deep-seated body of igneous rock formed when a large mass of magma cools and solidifies deep inside the Earth's crust. It is the largest intrusive landform covering hundreds of square kilometers. Batholiths do not have definite shape and often form a core of major mountain ranges like the Himalayas or the Andes. Since they form deep underground, they are visible at the surface only after long periods of erosion that remove the overlying rocks. Laccoliths. When magma intrudes between two layers of sedimentary rock but does not spread out evenly, a dome-shaped igneous intrusion is formed known as a laccolith. Instead of the overlying rock is being pushed upwards by the pressure, creating a mushroom-like shape. It has a flat base and a bulging top. Laccoliths are usually smaller than the batholiths and form at shallow depths. Famous examples include the Henry Mountains in the United States of America. Faccolith. A faccolith is an igneous intrusion that takes shape along folded rocks, especially at the crest, top of the anticline or the trough bottom of a syncline. It follows the bending of the rock layers, forming a lens-shaped body. Faccoliths form when magma intrudes along the curved or arced rock layers and solidifies there. These are commonly seen in the regions with folded mountains. Lopolith. A lopolith is large bowl or saucer shaped igneous intrusion that is flat top and sunken base. It forms when magma enters between rock layers and sinks in the center due to its heavy weight. It is the opposite of laccolith, which pushes upwards. Lapoliths are rich in dense minerals like iron and magnesium. A famous example is the Bushveld complex in South Africa. Sill. A sill is a flat, sheet-like igneous intrusion that forms when magma spreads horizontally between layers of sedimentary rock and cools there. Sills are parallel to the existing rock beds and are often mistaken as lava flows, but they form underground. They are thinner and more uniform than other intrusive bodies. Dike. A steeply inclined or vertical sheet of igneous rock is formed when molten rock moves upward and cuts through the layers of the pre-existing rock, solidifying into a flat, wall-like sheet called a dike. It forms when magma forces its way into cracks and cools, creating a tabular intrusion that typically runs across the bedding planes of the surrounding rocks. The thickness of a dike can vary. They are important indicators of past volcanic activity. Volcanic neck. A volcanic neck, also called a volcanic plug, is a tall, steep and often isolated landform made by solidification of magma inside the central vent of the volcano. Over time, the softer surrounding rocks wear away due to erosion, exposing the harder and more resistant igneous core. This unveiled feature stands like the pillar and represents the remains of the extinct volcano's inner plumbing system. Volcanic necks are typically composed of solidified rock or intrusive igneous rocks such as basalts and dolerites. A famous example is the Devil's Tower in the United States. These formations help geologists understand past volcanic activity and the internal structure of ancient volcanoes. Hypobasal igneous rocks and their characteristics. Batholith is an intrusive igneous rock, huge dome inside the earth. Laccolith, intrusive igneous rock, mushroom shaped. Lopolith, intrusive igneous rock, bowl shape. Phacolith, intrusive igneous rock, lens shape in folds. Sill, concordant, flat layer parallel to the rock beds. A dike is discordant vertical wall cutting across layers. Volcanic neck is an intrusive igneous rock which is hard in volcanic pipe. Extrusive igneous rocks. Extrusive igneous rocks, also known as volcanic rocks, are formed by the cooled and solidified lava on the surface of the earth. Because they get cooled rapidly when exposed to the atmosphere or water, these rocks are fine grained and even glassy in texture, with crystals too small to be visible. According to Savindra Singh, these rocks can be classified on the basis of their chemical composition and texture. The main types include basalts, a dark colored dense rock rich in iron and magnesium. It is mafic and commonly found in oceanic crust and lava plateaus such as the Deccan Traps. Rhyolite, a light colored volcanic rock rich in silica which is felsic in nature, equivalent to granite in composition but much finer in texture. Andesite, an intermediate volcanic rock often grey formed in subduction zones. Obsidian, a natural volcanic glass shiny and black formed from rapid cooling of lava with high silica content without the crystal formation. Pumice, a highly porous, frothy and lightweight rock formed when the gas-rich lava cools quickly, often capable of floating on water. The next type of rocks include the sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed from the aggregation, compaction and cementation of sediments composed of small particles of minerals, rocks and organic substances. These sediments are often carried away by water, wind or glaciers and get stored in layers in riverbeds, lakes, oceans or deserts. Over time, they harden into rock and often show layering or stratification. Sedimentary rocks are classified into clastic from rock fragments like sandstone, chemical from dissolved minerals like rock salt, and organic from biological remains like coal or limestone. These rocks frequently contain fossils and are valuable for understanding Earth's past environments. Sedimentary rocks often show layering or bedding and may contain fossils of plants and animals. Sedimentary rocks cover 75% of the total surface area of the earth.